What is going on, you all sassy cunts? So this is a 2000 F350, and I had to replace the shifter in it. Okay, not hard to do, real fucking easy to be honest. So what happened is up under the dashboard, here's where your shifter, the actual shifter, part you grab onto, connects to. Okay, so that's easy. Pound the pin out, pulls right out, and then you got the innards. There you go. So what happened is underneath the steering column, if you look, you don't even have to take this thing apart or anything. Oh, don't be fucking scared or intimidated. Your fucking panties in a bunch, because this thing's all ripped apart and your truck's not. Really not fucking hard to do it all here. About to show you guys. So if you look up underneath the dash, don't even take the truck apart or anything. Okay, so you have your steering wheel column right there, okay? Now, up under here, I just gotta, right there it is. So you're gonna have this thing, okay? The big hole in the middle, that one there is for the shifter, that plunger, okay? And then the two bolts are what hold it on. They're metric 6 mils. Okay, and then this hook on the left-hand side there, that is where your, so on the gauge cluster, it tells you what gear you're in. There's a little cable that hooks onto that. Real fucking simple. So take those two bolts out. They're T30s. Ow. That little cable I'm talking about is right. Where the fuck is it? I don't know where the fuck cable went. Hold on, I'll let you guys down here for a second while I try and find that fucking cable. I was gonna show you the cable and then where it fucking hooks up to that thing. Oh, right there. Yeah. So you gotta remove your panel underneath your steering wheel column. So my steering wheel column I've dropped. Helps to do that job. So right there, you see that little black wheel and the little cable on the end of it? That hooks onto that fucking thing that I just showed you. So basically, this is also how to fix the sloppiness in the shifter. That's also due to the bushings. But yeah, that's like, even after you replace this thing, it still has a little bit of slop in it. So yeah, this thing, it sets right on here, like this. Okay, it sets on there like that. This here's the cable for the overdrive. You want to follow this down and disconnect it. Don't do what I do and break it by accident. So what you do is you look back in there. So right here you'll have like a U-clamp, and you take the two T30s off of there, and then you take the two T30s off. Let's see, can I mount this thing somewhere? Okay. Sending it this way? Okay, that works. So you're gonna take these two T30s off here, loosen this T30, and there's a T30 behind it, loosen that, and then take this one out. Okay, and then open up enough room here so you can take this piece of shit out of here. Okay, and then it just pops right out. It's literally, and then the steering column is 13 millimeter deep well socket. Okay, there's 4 bolts. There's one there, there's one on this side, and then deep up underneath here, this one here, you'd have to look through all the wiring harness, and then you'll find the bolt up there, and the other one. I just took all the fucking bolts right out. You can see that that's the rod that it connects to. It's just a couple end dots is all it is. And I just took the whole thing right out. So, after you replace this ye old cunt, you'll have a little bit of play in the shifter here. So you'll realize that this circle rod here doesn't have a bushing in it. And then alongside here, it doesn't have a washer or bushing in it. So this thing will always have a little bit of play. What I did is I took a little bit of plastic, used from the inside of a toolbox, and I cut it down to fit inside of here. I took the drill, drilled a hole, and fucking put it in there, wedged the goddamn shifter in there, and slammed the pin in. I had to grind the pin down a little bit. And also don't forget to completely pack this thing full of grease, because this is the inside of it. Don't forget to pack this full of grease. If you don't, it's not, you're going to have a lot of play and it's going to be a shit show. So yeah, now all I have to do is just go slam this thing in and bolt her down. So, I'll take the handy dandy fucking light here. Okay, and then go ahead and throw Ye Faithful Cunt back in. And he's got to line it. So these black things here, those are bushings. You don't want to forget the fucking bushings in this thing. So otherwise it's not fun. If you guys are really fucking stumped here on how to fucking take your steering wheel column apart, you don't even have to take this plastic piece from the dash. I originally took the gauge cluster out. I mean, if you do all that, yes, it'll give you more room to work, but if you just drop the steering wheel column, all 4 fucking bolts of it, it's really, really fucking easy to do. Get a better light than what I'm working with, by the way. I love this fucking light to death, but goddamn. So then, you gotta take... So, these are the T30 bolts that come in it, okay? Now, if you lose those, not a big fucking deal. Go down to the hardware store and go get yourself a little metric bolt. Okay, it's an M6 by however fucking long it is. God damn it. Told you if I don't fucking tell you guys, someone's gonna get all sorts of confused and they're not gonna know what the fuck to do with their lives. I'm about to say, just fuck it now, because I can't find the fucking the bolt teller size thingy. No? Can't take it away? Oh, there it is. Okay, so go to the old centimeters for all you fucking Canadian fucks. 2 centimeters long. For us fucking American dicks. Like 3/4 of an inch. Okay. It's an M6 by like 100, I think. Yeah, M6 by 1 or M6 by 125 or something like that. I don't know. So this here's the original cap. Here's a rigged up cap. So I can't stress this enough. The reason I'm doing this job to begin with is because the last guy who worked on this thing and supposedly fixed it took the wrong size bolt. He didn't get an M6 bolt. He sent a fucking 1/4 inch thing through here and broke this off. Okay, well that screw is a little bit bigger. You don't think of this shit, but it's a little bit bigger and it's stress fractured the fucking cast here, okay? And then over time of shifting, it broke. Well, Ford's a fucking retard to begin with too, and only used 2 bolts for this thing. Well, fucking right. You can take a little bit, I don't need that, of blue Loctite. You can use a little bit of this. I would not suggest using the red stuff at all. It's way too strong. But yeah, the blue stuff will work out great because what happens is on this back side down here by the shifter cable, these have a tendency of backing out, and that's also how this happens too. It creates play. You gotta make sure these things are tight. Don't fucking get all retard strong arm sideways here and fucking really just crank on her. No, you gotta make sure they're tight. Okay? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this pile back together. And best of luck to y'all.